Today I'm going to show you and tell you about how to achieve the most interesting composition in your illustration for book, children's book. I'm going to show you my last sketches to a children's book with some kind of analysis. We will talk about different perspective, angles, details, and so on. The topic of the book, When I Grow Up. Several videos ago I filmed a video how to make your own children's book illustration, and I told and showed all steps that I made it. Just a quick recap, the topic When I Grow Up. I wrote text by my own. It was very tricky for me, to write texts. And the next step, I draw sketches. I created a main character, and on this stage, on this time, I'm creating the line in Adobe Illustrator. And while I'm making breakfast, I want to tell you about what I'm still looking for, how I want to make YouTube videos. I definitely don't want to be just a talking head, Also, I, on the other hand, realize that it is on 1000% easier to sit in front of the camera, maybe from different angles, to tell the information, and it's also much easier to edit, because now it's just like much more work for me to want to shoot something more beautiful. And plus I'm also making the same video in Russia. I edit the same scene twice and it's pretty boring. So I'm looking for a format on how I can do it easier. And here as it turns out, I really enjoy filming the cooking processes, but I don't love cooking. How that can be? I don't understand yet. Coming back to the subject of the book, illustration and publishing, I don't have any global plans for this book. Only one big goal is to finish it and try to work out more of my style, because at the moment, it's still in the processes of working out. Since today I have a day of shooting, the dog unfortunately remained not walked, and my husband, after dropping the child off the kindergarten, went for a walk with Ponichka. A couple of months ago, my mother strongly recommended that I use clarified butter for frying. By the way, in general, it is quite tasty and not as harmful as sunflower oil or perhaps oil. Also, I don't know whether olive oil is used for frying. Coconut oil is also a topic. By the way, the coconut oil will delicious with syrniki, traditional Belarusian cuisine. So back to the book, I realized that to publish, I've been trying to publish another book for a couple of years now, and for the past few months I've even given up. My hands were down, frankly speaking, and I concluded that it is much easier to open my own small publishing house, to invest it maybe 10 or 50,000 at the start. Probably this amount will definitely be needed. I even minimally prescribe a business plan there than to look for a publishing house that publish you as a no-name author. And there are very sad thoughts. Of course, yes, my previous books are specific and they are not for a wide audience. Still, if you don't have an outlet to the right people, you didn't meet them while you were studying, or I don't know how to general, it is widely difficult to do. Plus, I would like to publish book for Western audience, for USA, Europe and so on, first and only then for in Belarus. And being in Belarus, it is very difficult to do this, because all I can do is just write letters. Well, I also sent books in print to several publishers and no one answered me from there. By the way, also one publisher returned the book back. Well, at least they returned it. Thank for that. Well, I'm trying not to despair. My goal is to finish this book, add it to my portfolio and write letters to literature agencies again with hope that maybe some cool order will come up. And now let's discuss about the composition, how to deal with composition and to make as much as interesting for children book, and not only for book illustration. It can also work for, I don't know, illustration for magazine, maybe you're creating an illustration for website and so on. I can suggest you the main items that can help you to make your illustration more interesting. The first, try to use different angles from your composition. A little bit later we can watch what I mean when I say try different angles. Also give the viewers to rest that I don't feel all spread of book by the details. Sometimes you need to concentrate on one element and then give a rest for viewers' eyes. The first spread shows us a composition like we are viewer from a side. It shows the main place where everything is happening, the conversation between grandpa and boy, that the grandpa and boy is a small one, and the boy is talking with the dad under the large tree. And also this hill will appear in different pages, but from different angles. The second spread, it's talking about the profession animal protection, and this is from a different angle composition, like we are showing via a camera, you know, a little bit above, and we can see an interesting perspective with a cage and a small boy. I need to make it a little bit smaller on a next step when I will draw it on an illustrator, Adobe Illustrator. The next spread, it's a profession about scientist or microbiologist or something like this. This is an interesting way to show a profession, to concentrate on the main ideas at a microscope, but the boy is like a hugging spread, you know, to show a hero just a part one, just several parts of a main character on a spread, and their full body is hide someone. Such things, such composition allows us to redraw sometimes, redraw the necessary elements by our brain, by our imagination. And also this spread is more static than, for example, like with an animal protector, without any interesting perspective from different angles and so on. Just a simple, calm perspective, not a perspective angle. The next spread, it's a doctor profession. Here we have two different compositions. On this part of a book spread, we can find out body, like a close-up body short, and like an arms, like a part of an arms of a doctor's. And here we can see the main characters, that something happening here, yeah. And also we have a lot of elements on a one part of a spread, and the second one we have a large element, large elements, but with no, with less details. The next spread, it's talking about artist profession and the boy from above. I depict a boy from above. I'm not really sure how to depict in a simple style the boy from this angle, but I'll try. Yeah, it will be difficult, really difficult. And the next, just in a simple way, depict an imaginary world from a boy that paint with a brush something. And also the spread, it shows us a contrast over different angles from above and from just a simple way, I don't know, like a simple perspective, and here just in above. The next book spread is talking about astronaut profession, and I also like an idea how I find the composition. It's like we are also landing on a moon with this boy, and also the moon is large. Moon doesn't fit on a whole book spread, just only part, and a little bit details around the moon. And also I like an idea how the boy is catch the rocket and try to like a parking on a moon, the rocket. The next spread is about ship captain. Also I need a little bit to work with the balance of, I need to make a lighthouse a little bit smaller because it's now is argue with a ship. I like the idea of the spread that we are observing all situation from a different Iceland, but the boy, the captain ship, also observe on us from the ship, like this eye. I don't know, watch on the reader who's reading a book. The next spread is a pilot, and this is a spread with a small elements here. This is a spread where the viewer eye need to rest, but nevertheless I like the idea to show the dynamic, because of course you can just depict a plane and like, I don't know, clouds and sunny and so on, just a plane is flying somewhere. But I like the idea how the plane depict in a large way, and all the dynamics with all lines, clouds, a little bit birds and so on, like, yeah, the large one element but in a dynamic composition. The spread with the teacher, I really don't like this spread, and I don't know, maybe because we have a boring teaching system in Belarus, but I know that in another country a lot of classes taught outside the classroom, and maybe I need to rethink my composition, not to show just a classroom with a table and so on, somehow depict in another way. The spread with firefighter. Also on the spread I divided all into parts. On the first one the viewer eye is relaxed because only see the boy with like a firefighter, and the second part is more details and with a lot of more details, and also I like an idea with a hand, like a stairs, to help people and to help people, to help animals to be rescued. I like the composition idea with the hose. It's like an arrow. Please see here on a house. You know, it's like a like an arrow. And the next, the last four spreads, maybe one of the spreads is a movie director. It's like also a close-up with a part of a face, and in an old camera here with it's a large close-up element without a lot of details, and also like the boy is make a video with a reader, you know. And the last three spreads, I really like the composition and idea on the last three spreads. On this one, we are returning on a first spread on a hill with a grandpa and boys on a wings, and this is an interesting angle from grandpa eyes, you know, how they rock their grandson. And I will be depicting the same houses from the first spread with the same details and so on, but from the different angles. Almost the last one spread where the boy realized the main idea that he wants to be a human, and here on this spread he said, but I know, Grandpa, I know who I want to be. He found out the main ideas, the main sorts of all from all over the book, and I don't like to show here many details, just I show the same tree from the first spread, and to, like, you know, a tree with a door, and the boy is right on this door. And yeah, the main idea is just to show and concentrate on the door, and as the door is open, the idea is found. And the last one spread is a two different angles composition. The first is just a simple way to show how the boy will be developed, how he will be growing and so on, just to water a small plant. And here you can see compare a boy with a plant. And the last picture it shows from a perspective below. I want to show on this illustration relief and excitement. And that is the end of the story about composition from my new book. And now let's see in what step I'm now with working on my book. As I said before, I now draw in Adobe Illustrator like a liner step, just create all object by using lines. My style will be very simple, consist with shapes, and also in after several steps I add in some texture here. When I'm finished all this liner, I'm going to create a person design in Procreate, or maybe just using pencil and paper to draw by my hand exactly what I need, the form in those characters that I created before, and only then I can make it in Adobe Illustrator, because without any detailed sketch, I can't draw from zero in Adobe Illustrator, of course. It is unbelievable for me. And then I want to show you how to present your sketches to literature agency or to publishing house. It is possible to try to find how to publish your book on a step just when you're creating a sketch. When you wrote a text and then created a draft sketch, you can try to start find those who can help you to publish your book, even not when it is complete. I made this PDF file in Figma. You can use whatever you would like, whatever program you can use for this. Just first slide I showed all sketches that I made, and also I add a link on a text on a Russian and English version, and then I just depict all sketches that I made with a text here. Of course, if you have a lot of text, it is not appropriate way to show. You can just maybe put one sketch on a page and then write down all text. But I'm creating a picture book, and picture book consists usually 1000 words, and I can use this pattern for cover all my text and all my sketches, just to put here all my sketches in a large size. And the last Canvas, the last blog is with my contact, with email, website, and I don't know, phone number.